Hello guys, we are CodePort Pioneers and today we are here to pitch our product which was a solution to the problem statement provided by the government of the Ministry of Communication under the DNK, which stands for Dak Ghar Nirayat Kendra. So their problem statement basically asks an opportunity, a leverage for the SMEs so that they can use the DNK properly. Due to some issues of interfaces and psychological barriers, they were not being able to use the DNK portal. So moving ahead, let us consider their problem first. I am a large scale businessman. I am using DNK portal because I am skilled enough to use it. So I'll directly use just DNK portal and it will cost me nothing. But what if I'm a small or medium scale enterprises? I'll have to use something else because I don't have much resources, much portals, much websites which can use DNK. So I'll basically use private companies that are expensive, more or less by 40%. So our solution to this is an e-marketplace. An e-marketplace is basically an ecosystem between the buyer and the seller. But the one thing we have changed is that we will only have one user which will be able to buy and sell at the same time. So this cancel out all of the confusion regarding the buyer and the seller. I can simultaneously whenever I want I can buy or sell. So this was a basic idea of e-marketplace, but we don't stop over here. We have bundle of features that makes this e-marketplace better than others and better than other competitors. We have provided an AI-powered product listing technique where the user will have to just capture the product that he wants to sell. Okay, and while listing that product on our website, the data will be filled by itself by using some AI recognition tools, which includes Amazon Comprehend and some Azure Cognitive Services text analytics. So now moving ahead, our second and the cherry on the cake feature, which is an API integration. So now what is an API integration? So if now I own a website, I'll have to add the details again and again, which would be of very hassle. For example, a customer buys a product from my site. Now I'll have to list that product on from my site to the portal that I am using as my export or import services. From for now, we can take DNK. So we require the third person to do this. This feature will eliminate the use of third person and it will be automated by just using the API key on their own site, which will be done by using CORS, which is a technique that allows to access the data of other sites on our websites. Okay, moving ahead, we have another feature that is demand forecast feature for seller. We know that during winter we require blankets. So if I sell blankets, I'll create more blankets in winter. This is what demand forecasting does. It makes it easier for the seller to know what is in demand, hence it can profit his or her business. Okay, and the next feature we have is automatic local currency detection. Now what is this? Suppose if I'm in India but I'm accessing a site which is from US, I'll see the data in dollars, but our site will request you for your location and it will address all of the payment details in your local currency. Moving ahead to one of my favorite features is an AI help desk where you will get an 24/7 AI chatbot which will help you provide all of the information that you want about the site and the DNK. Every user flow will be fine-tuned in this chatbot using datasets. So let us try understanding the process flow of our e-marketplace by using a simple layman example. So let us consider a customer want to buy a product from the website. The customer first registers or authorizes themselves. Once the customer is logged in, they can browse products and add them to their cart. When the customer is ready to place an order, they go through their cart, review their order. The customer then enters the shipping and billing information and places the order. The customer dashboard processes then sends a write request to the data store to create a new order record. The seller then receives a notification that a new order has been placed. The seller goes to their seller dashboard and views the order details. The seller then updates the order status to processing. The seller dashboard process then sends a write request to the data store to update the order record. Once the order is processed, the seller ships the product to the customer. The seller then updates the order status to shipped. The seller dashboard process then sends a write request to the data store to update the order record. The customer receives a notification that their order has been shipped. The customer can then track the status of their order on the customer dashboard. Once the order is delivered, the customer dashboard processes updates the order status to delivered. So let us try understanding the use case diagram. As we can see, the use case diagram has three users, which is the seller, API user, and the customer user. So now let us see what are their roles. The customer will be able to access the customer dashboard and use the ML provided recommendation systems and of course buy products. And the seller will be able to sell products and see their dashboards and always use AI help desk chatbot. Even the customer will be able to use the AI help desk chatbot. The AI help desk chatbot is the common thing between all of the users. So now let's talk about customer. So once the customer buy products, he'll be able to add them in the shopping cart and then buy them or directly buy them. Once he buys the product, he'll be directed to the payment gateway. Let's talk about the seller. So, what will the seller dashboard consist of? The seller dashboard will get the information from the ML model of demand forecasting that it requires this type of product in this season. Okay, it also get information from the second ML model, which is of inventory management, and it also gets the information of the custom pickup of the addresses that user wherever they want to ship. They pick up addresses from the profile or pick up custom addresses, and then they're allowed to choose the type of express. That means if they want it fast or if they want it cheap but slow. And then they will be directed to payment gateway. Now API users will be able to use AI help desk chatbot and they'll be also be able to use the API key provided by the DNK API integration by us.